To be up front all the time, and you seem. All right. We're going to pray, you guys, and get started. Lord, thank you for this time. Thank you for all these guys that you brought here. You know, Lord, that I just appreciate being able to be part of this youth group, Lord. I thank you that everyone here really loves you, Lord, and we can all have fun together and hang out. I pray, Lord, that over our entire lives we would build relationships where, just like you want us to be a family, that everybody here would be brothers and sisters in you, Lord. And when we go out, we would have lifelong friendships that we build in this place. And um, that we would do that through your Spirit, Jesus, that you would be present in our daily lives and everything that we do. So I thank you for each individual person you made here that you love, Lord. I thank you for people that haven't been coming very long and the people that have. And I pray that you just bless them in their life. And as we get ready to worship you, Lord, I pray that we could always remember that we can never come to you by our own merit, Lord. It's only by Jesus and the sacrifice that he made. Because if not, Lord, we're just sinners, and we can't approach a holy God. So I pray that we be thinking about that, Lord, how Jesus died for our sins and rose and conquered death, Lord. As we sing these songs out to you, I thank you for music. I thank you for our voices and giving us the very breath that we breathe. In Jesus' name, amen. If you guys want, you could stand with us for these couple of songs. Good, the banana, your tailpipe. Okay. Remember to not be talking about the names, okay? And all who are thirsty, and all who are weak, and come to the fountain, dip your heart in the streams of life, let the pain and the sorrow and be washed away in the waves of his mercy. His deep cries out to deep. We sing, come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. We're going to sing all who are thirsty, and all who are thirsty, all who are weak, and come to the fountain, and dip your heart in the stream of life. Let the pain and the sorrow and be washed away in the waves of his mercy. As deep cries out to deep, we sing, come, Lord Jesus, come. Oh, come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. And all who are thirsty, Wonderful, so wonderful is your unfailing love. Your cross has spoken mercy over me. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart can fully know how glorious, how beautiful you are. Beautiful one, beautiful one, I love. Beautiful one, I adore. Beautiful one, I so much see. Sing powerful. Powerful, so powerful, your glory fills the skies. Your mighty works displayed for all to see. The beauty of your majesty awakes my heart to sing. How marvelous, how wonderful you are. You're so beautiful one, beautiful one, I love. Beautiful one, I adore. Beautiful one, my soul, my sing, sing, open my eyes. Open my eyes to your wonders anew. You captured my heart with this love. 'Cause nothing on earth is as beautiful as you. You open my eyes to your wonders anew. You captured my heart with this love. 'Cause nothing on earth is as beautiful as you. Listen, my soul. My soul, my soul must sing. My soul, my soul must sing. My soul must sing. Beautiful one. One last time, beautiful one. Beautiful one, I love. Beautiful one, I adore. Beautiful one, my soul must sing. Open my eyes. Open my eyes to your wonders anew. You captured my heart with this love. 'Cause nothing on earth is as beautiful as you. My soul. My soul, my soul must sing. My soul must sing. My soul must sing. And beautiful. Thank you, Lord. I pray that you bless your son, Jesus.
Guys, alrighty. If you do not have a Bible with you, go grab one off the shelf. Try not to die in the effort. I know it's oil went down to wow. And I put in full synthetic. It claims to be good for 15 pounds, so I took it at 7,500. They did salt check on this to see if there was any smoke. Back in 2013, he steals my stuff. Isn't that great? Yeah. It fixed itself and got worse all at once. Yeah. Because it's all gone. That's what I was thinking. Because the leak was the head gas. So if the oil level's low enough, it'll never get up to the head
That's
gasket.
not exactly how. Okay, it's how pressurized containers work, Daniel.
Yeah, gravity though. Gravity.
Just
It's a mystery. Daniel! It's a mystery, Caleb.
Daniel, you know better.
The mechanics sure couldn't know better. They were stumped. Completely stumped.
Stoked.
They had multiple techs looking at it. They were scratching their heads.
You should have had Caleb look at your car.
There you go.
I would look at it.
And then you just flip the car.
No, I just step one. Look at it. Step two. Refer to step one.
Alright guys, find John chapter 12. This is the fourth and final study in chapter 12. We'll be moving on after this. It's a rather long chapter, but that's how kind of John goes. They get a little bit longer as you go on, with rare exceptions. And so we're going to be looking at a moment right before Jesus gets into the very, very last things in his last days on earth before he dies. Spoiler alert, he doesn't stay dead, but he does die. That's kind of a weird thing for him.
Spoiler.
No, well, some people. I don't know. So yeah, he dies, but he doesn't stay dead, so his death is the end of the story. It's just a good little, solid marker in the story. So we're going to look at chapter 12. Read it with me real quick. We're going to start in verse 37. I'm just going to check the screen from now on so I don't say the wrong verse every time like I did last week. Verse 37. But despite all the miraculous signs Jesus had done, most of the people still did not believe in him. This is exactly what Isaiah the prophet had predicted. So I just want to start you guys off with that, just as food for thought. I don't know if you guys remember last week. Last week we were talking about how Jesus walks in a town and everyone was telling stories about him raising some guy from the dead. You guys remember that part? Yeah. Okay, so last week we were talking about how he walks in town and everyone just starts believing based on these rumors. A lot of the people there were actually physically present when he raised this guy from the dead. And the guy was dead for 4 straight days before Jesus raised him from the dead. So it was kind of a big deal. So a lot of people had seen this. They're all talking about it. Tons of people are believing. And then you go to the very next verse after last week's story, and the very next verse says, but despite all the miraculous signs Jesus had done, most of the people still did not believe in him. So you're like, okay, wait. But a few weeks ago, he walks into town and there's a parade based on the fact he raised this guy from the dead. This week we find out most people still didn't believe in him. Now this isn't actually a contradiction if you do remember the details from a few weeks ago. The details were that people didn't fully believe in him almost at all. Most people that believed in him just believed in him in a kind of sideways, not really knowing who he actually is sort of way. Some people believed in him in a, I would like to believe in him, but I'm kind of too afraid, I'm kind of scaredy cat to actually go all the way and start living like I believe in him. And so we had all these different kind of halfway believe in Jesus people. And now we find out most people, they don't believe in him. So we're going to delve into that. We're going to look at that in more detail tonight. And we're going to look at Isaiah too. I want you guys to read a little chunk from Isaiah later on as we split into groups if we can. We'll see. We got kind of less leaders than usual on the girl side. Looks like, is it just now? Am I missing someone? Oh, Elijah showed up. Good. Yeah. Thank you, Caleb. Okay. But Natalie, how many girls do you actually have here tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 of us.
6? More girls? Okay. Well, we can stay in one group. We can see if Emily can pass out the baby to me, and then you can have you and Emily in the girls group. And then, because the guys, there's plenty of guy leaders, so they'll be fine with that. If that makes sense. So that'll work. All right. So let's watch the video, and then we'll move on. Guys, can you hit the lights so you can watch the video with
Eli, where are you
the
going?
visuals? Oh, Emily beats them to the punch.
Oh, she's even holding a baby.
She has a baby.
After Jesus said this, he went off and hid himself from them. Even though he had performed all these miracles in their presence, they did not believe in him, so that what the prophet Isaiah had said might come true. Lord, who believed the message we told? To whom did the Lord reveal his power? And so they were not able to believe, because Isaiah also said, God has blinded their eyes and closed their minds, so that their eyes would not see and their minds would not understand, and they would not turn to me, says God, for me to heal them. Isaiah said this because he saw Jesus' glory and spoke about him. Even then, many of the Jewish authorities believed in Jesus. But because of the Pharisees, they did not talk about it openly, so as not to be expelled from the synagogue. They loved human approval rather than the approval of God. Jesus said in a loud voice,
Whoever believes in me believes not only in me, but also in him who sent me. Whoever sees me sees also him who sent me. I have come into the world as light, so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in the darkness. If people hear my message and do not obey it, I will not judge them. I came not to judge the world, but to save it. Those who reject me and do not accept my message have one who will judge them. The words I have spoken will be their judge on the last day. This is true, because I have not spoken on my own authority, but the Father who sent me has commanded me what I must say and speak. And I know that his command brings eternal life. What I say then is what the Father has told me to say.
Someone get the lights? Could you remind me? Thanks. Okay. Oh, the projector. It always wiggles loose and finds some way to be off.
Oh, now you remember to put your phone in? Oh, be quiet.
Now it's acceptable.
Connor
We haven't
was
even
playing,
really started
Pokemon
yet.
Go. What? Well, that video was like, he was like, oh, this is kind of Bulbasaur.
Oh no, I was just trying to fix the top because it wasn't me. I couldn't do it though, it's too tight.
You should
Probably still with the church.
Oh no, it's fine. There's nothing down there of importance.
I don't even
It just says small groups.
Flag football
Flag football, that too.
at 12:37.
Yep.
I'm
Hi, hi, hi.
not saying that late.
You're not staying that late?
I'm not saying it's 12:37.
Gene stays up till 12:37 like every night.
I'm not. That's cool. You're.
Way to go, Gene. You're better than Elijah. Yeah.
Can't blame anything.
What's up, Elijah? What's up?
up?
Alright, anyways. Alright guys, we're gonna read. Who would like to read 38 through 41? It's a big chunk. Oh wait, is it? I forget which is the big chunk. Yeah, no, this is the big chunk. 38 through 41, Christian.
This is exactly what Isaiah the prophet had predicted. Lord, who has believed our message? To whom has the Lord revealed his powerful arm? But the people couldn't believe, for as Isaiah also said, the Lord has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so that their eyes cannot see and their hearts cannot understand, and they cannot turn to me and have me heal them. Isaiah was referring to Jesus when he had said this, because he saw the future and spoke of the Messiah's birth.
Okay, so one of the questions I think that comes up a lot, and it's not on the small group sheet because I wanted to answer it here in the larger group, is why is it okay for God to harden someone's heart? Why is it okay for God to harden someone's heart? Think about it, because God never does anything wrong, and yet he's taking someone and making it more difficult for them to believe in him. That sounds pretty wrong. Wyatt, got an answer here? Okay, so he might be planning on something in the future happening. That is absolutely true, and I know that to be the case in many instances. Yeah, Audrey.
Because Jesus made him, made the person, and
That's true.
he knows what's going on.
That's true. Yeah, Andrew.
Well, because he's simply reinforcing their own decision.
That's really what it comes down to.
Change their will.
Yeah. So God is not hardening someone's heart who wants to believe. He's hardening someone's heart who chooses not to believe. So think of it like this. They're saying no, and God's saying okay. It's not like they're just neutral, standing there not sure what they want to do, and God's like, I'm going to make it so they can't believe in me. That's not how God works. So yeah, God is reinforcing their choice. And you're right, Wyatt. A lot of times, the reason why he reinforces a bad choice is because he knows what will come about in the end. And he knows that the ending he wants is going to come about because he hardens their heart. And that's one of the reasons why he doesn't harden everyone's heart. He doesn't just go around hardening every single person who says no. It's not always the case. Sometimes he actually just softens someone's heart, but he knows which one's better. Okay, So move on, because we'll go back to that more in group and we'll talk about Isaiah. 42 and 43. Someone want to read that section? Sam, go for it.
What?
Wait.
It's Alex.
Alex.
It's okay.
Why did I say Sam? Sorry, Alex. That's just my brain. It's messed
It
up.
kind of looks like someone's got
No, not that much. Not that much. Go for it, Alex. Sorry.
Nevertheless, even among the rulers.
Wait. Time out. Who's talking?
Jaden.
Oh, it wasn't
I'm
Jaden
sorry,
this
it was
time.
me. It was me.
Was
Sorry.
it? Really?
No.
Oh, I
Capital
thought it was that time. It was you like every other time, but not that time.
Oh, I am offended on so many levels.
Be honest.
Jaden's
Be
too.
honest though. Am I right? Yeah. Okay.
Look at
All
Jaden,
right,
she's
Alex,
offended
go
also.
get to it, and everybody else stop getting to talking.
Yeah. Are you doing that to yourselves, or what's going on over there? Okay, let's go.
Why? I was.
Shh. All of you, shh. Leader or not? Alex, please read those 2 verses. It shouldn't be that hard for us to listen.
Nevertheless, even among the rulers, many believed in him. But he, cause of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
Okay, right on. Thank you, Alex. I think this is still prevalent today. People, even as Christians, sometimes get way too into what people think. And they're more concerned with that, and they make their decisions based on that, and they don't stop to actually ask what God thinks. A lot of times, even us who work here at the church, we start to make decisions based on what other people want, based on what other people will think, based on what other people will say, and we don't stop to say, hey, God, what do you want? You may wonder why I'm bouncing. That's because I'm holding a baby. But we should be talking to God and seeing what he wants in every instance. I don't think there's a more important thing to consult God on, a more important thing to do God's way than believing in Jesus. Being a Christian God's way is one of the most important things you can choose. Because being a Christian any other way is pointless. It's hollow, it's empty, it's stupid. If you're not going to be a Christian God's way, you're not actually a Christian. You're something fake. So, who would like to read the last few verses, 44 to the end of the chapter, verse 50? Let's go with Allie.
Jesus shouted to the crowd, "If you trust me, you are trusting not only me, but also God who sent me. And when you see me, you have seen the one who sent me. I have come as a light to shine in this dark world, so that all who put their trust in me will no longer remain in the dark. I will not judge those who hear me, but don't obey me, for I have come to save the world and not judge it. But all who reject me and my message will be judged on the day of judgment by the truth I have spoken. I don't speak on my own authority. The Father who sent me has commanded me what to say and how to say it. And I know his commands lead to eternal life, so I say whatever the Father tells me to say.
Okay, that's it. All right, so we're going to break into groups. Did the sheets print? Okay, good. I didn't see them in your hand, so it scared me a little bit. All right. Let's see how many guy leaders we got, because Caleb had to go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Caleb did leave. So we have 4 guy leaders. It's kind of the same groups as usual then, actually, just minus some of the leaders we usually have extra.
Are you assuming
So,
my gender?
yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm old school. Get over it. Are you offended? That's your choice. All right, Jamie and Jeremiah's group over there. Andrew and Elijah's group, not in the back corner.
I know.
Back corner we go.
No.
No, you're going the wrong way. Oh. So how many guys we got? Let's try and split it even half. 12 guys, so 6 in Jamie's group, 6 over here.
Jesus is sad.
All right, Natalie, all your girls left. And I believe Emily has the leader sheets at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
No, we could.
Someone's killed the guys.
Yeah.
There's only 5 guys. There's only 11 guys.
How did you guess? Because you were doing it.
Wait, how many guys?
That's how.
There's only 11 guys. Someone was counted. There's not 12. All right, so 5 in this group then.
Okay, so
No, you guys can have Gene.
Yeah, we get Jane.
Alright,
Yeah.
we're getting a little crazy up in tomar papa,
Maybe you can do that thing.
If you're not careful with Jane, she'll just reach out and grab things.
Saving the world.
Oh yeah. I noticed that she's very grabby. She's very grabby.
So you put her near something there.
Yeah, she's like, I
My
want
hair's
it.
better.
Instantaneous.
She's like, I want it. She said,
My hair's better. My hair's better. It's more grabby.
Yeah, she'll
My
grab
hair is
it.
very grabby.
Yes.
It's also oily at the end.
It's almost like Aiden. It's almost like Aiden, except now.
Alright,
Aiden's
who's
very
reading
grabby.
this first?
Who's leading it?
Yep.
Jane is leaving.
Eli or
Oh,
Andrew?
Sam, oh, dude, Baba, dude.
Your choice.
That's out. That's out.
Yeah, you
Jane's
lost.
I don't do that. You're not leading right now. You're not
Oh,
leading.
Shambo, Tom Tempo. Paper beats nothing.
Ethan says you're
John
leading.
Oh
Campbell.
no, actually, technically, paper does not beat air. Air takes down the paper.
Ooh.
Andrew, you're going.
Air pressure doesn't take down
No,
paper.
gravity.
Okay.
No, we're fighting who's
Air
not.
makes people.
You are
Air
leader.
controls
John
people.
Gravity
Campbell.
can make paper
Oh yeah, you're leader.
down.
He's leader.
No, he's leader.
No, hot
Gravity
air.
makes the paper go
You
down.
used to
Gravity makes it go down, and then the air makes it.
Well, what about air resistance?
I didn't say
Hey,
it's running.
come on.
He's gonna push on his face.
No, it's moving side to
No,
side.
air resistance.
But so you're
Inverse
using a
would
hand
be
and the paper. That's not what you do.
Yeah, I did. I did
No,
this.
no.
That's my hand.
It's called throwing something.
The
You know.
paper's invisible.
Gravity doesn't affect air pressure that
Invisible
much.
paper.
And air pressure does not affect
Invisible
gravity.
paper.
Yeah,
Give me my Nobel Prize. Ba boom. Look at that. I got medals.
the air pressure that makes it different.
I am respected in the scientific community.
I am the very model.
Yeah, I used to know some of that stuff because I was in that play.
Animal and mineral.
That was Pirates of Penzance.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I just know
That's
from,
right. You were the
animated
general
ants.
of
I
modern
was not.
I'm highly cultured. I learned it from
I
animated
was green paper. Oh, did you? Okay. I was
From
green
many
paper.
cartoons that
I learned it
have
from
watched.
Betty Shell sing along.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so nose guys. Oh man.
That's
Ew.
okay. You can't do nose with two people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you can.
Babcock staple.
Technically, yes, you can.
Technically, it's
No,
Okay,
actually, you have
Even
to
though
say
I
1,
won
2,
two.
3.
You got 1, 2.
yeah, you won them. That's why you're the leader.
Yeah, you gotta say
You
one,
know, I
two,
get to
three
choose.
first.
I'm
No.
the writer. And
I
I
choose.
choose.
You gotta
I choose
say
Indy is
one.
the
I
leader
choose
tonight.
you.
Alright.
Indy's the leader tonight. Giving you a leadership. And so your job is to read through the questions and assign people to read Bible verses. There isn't just the 4 up there because there's also a section from Isaiah. So there's actually 5 things to read tonight.
Where's the Isaiah part?
It's like part of the second block.
What are we reading?
Part of the second block. So Isaiah, you're in charge. You just tell people what to do.
No. All right. Number 1. Can you think of an unbeliever you know well?
Oh, wait.
Don't we need to read first?
Oh yeah, the very first thing
No.
though, you skipped.
No.
You gotta read.
What?
You gotta read it first.
Me?
Yeah, you skipped it.
John, what?
Someone's
Someone's gotta read it first.
What?
That's the very first thing. Verse 37.
John 12:37.
So who's reading it?
Who wants to read it?
But although he had done
Noah. Noah.
Okay, don't read it.
I'll read.
Noah.
No, it's not reading.
I know. Read.
Nobody
Alright, John.
I kind of like this idea.
It could work.
It could work.
I just need some practice.
Actually, I think this is a good idea. I genuinely do. Yeah.
James
So does
excited about the
James.
possibility.
Oh yeah. Well, it was kind of like a somewhat terrifying excitement. But
Yeah.
Fresh.
what is it?
Chapter
Sorry,
12,
I
verse 37.
John 12:37.
One verse.
Despite all the miracles, signs, miraculous signs, Jesus said that most of the people still do not believe him.
Number 1. Can you think of an unbeliever you know well?
This is very good. Just gotta be yes. No. Can you think of an unbeliever you know well? We've discovered his name is Alex and not Sam.
Can you think of an unbeliever you know well? Sam, are you gonna answer?
That you know.
No,
Well,
well.
you can even look up.
There's always a giant screen to look at if you're not sure what he said. The first question.
Now you're well acquainted.
Can you think of an unbelievable
Unbeliever.
It doesn't get out.
I do.
my grandma?
Noah.
Oh, there you go.
My grandmother.
Man,
You don't have to,
later or something.
you don't have to
Yeah,
say
so-
you don't have to say the person.
He just said he would do it.
That's cool. She's not unbelievable. Don't really know him really well. She just works right across from my dad and son's older and he switched side of his generalized.
Like you just see yeah.
One of my best friends.
Number 2.
Hey Nathan, what about you?
What would it take to
Wow,
convince them?
Andrew, how about you?
Can you think of any unbelievers you know of?
Andrew,
Hey,
you're gonna
Andrew,
lose an
Can you
arm.
think of any unbelievers you know of?
No.
You don't have friends with any unbelievers?
Oh,
Maybe, I don't know.
Can't think of any?
this is where it's getting. Oh yeah.
So you did leave your jacket here.
Shut up.
I found this.
Answer that way.
Indy, you gotta get
My
the good
entire
practice.
Number 2. Hey, it's spelled. Number 2. What would it
No, 3 strikes with Indy.
What would it take to convince them that Jesus is the Savior of the world?
So that person you just thought.
Literally came up here and said, hey.
Yeah,
Just like guy doing the mirror. Raise your
I would
hand.
think that. I would think that.
Sam, raise your hand.
His name's not Sam.
Yes, it is.
It's
Calm down. I'm the leader.
I'm already talking. And it's Marty.
Ben.
Hello.
Arcanian.
Hey. A miracle.
Oh, is it Arcanian?
A miracle. Miracle.
Mirror.
Okay.
Miracle saved
But no, yeah, I would think that him hearing it with God the Father saying, hey, this is a distraction.
Saying it's
Yeah.
Like, what's really
Yeah,
happening?
no, the sin is a distraction. Like, him not believing.
Noah, why are you trying to fight the leader? Noah, you're about to get kicked out.
because he does CrossFit.
Don't fight the
He
leader.
does-
That's 3 strikes already. Get 1 more and you're out.
No, dude, 2 strikes. He's done.
How many you missed?
No, I didn't. Knock it off. But you're upsetting the baby. You're all upsetting the baby. Hey,
Jane prefers when you go through your discussion in order.
this is now it's
She's like, why would you say that?
Good. Someone needs to raise him.
You can re-ask the question again if you're not sure what it is.
What would it take to convince them that Jesus is the Savior of the world?
Maybe even, who did you think of when you thought about unbelievers and not? What do you think it takes to convince them? Just like any kind of miracle or anything specific?
It's like Harry Potter, bro. You know my dad.
A miracle that showed it that he could see God.
It's like a
Okay,
piece of
so
Because
God
even
showed-
if the miracle happened, he wouldn't say God was just lucky.
It's like a piece
Yeah,
of toast that
you
says
just like
free.
make up some other reason why it happened. It makes sense actually.
yeah.
I think a lot of them they would see a miracle and just go, that wasn't God.
He would have to
That was
leave it
I
for him. Even like talking to him might not work.
Alright, give
Now
someone
I
else a reading assignment.
Now I have to read John 12 verses 38 through 31.
That guy.
Okay, yeah.
This is exactly what I said. For I believe that more than their eyes are hardened, but the people believe their eyes cannot see, or as Isaiah says, they cannot see. The Lord has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, and have their eyes cannot see. Just what it Isaiah was referring to Jesus when he said that
So, who wants to read Isaiah 6?
he saw the future
So we're gonna find Isaiah 6 verse.
Isaiah
Isaiah.
Isaiah 6:24.
13.
I found it.
I just kickstarted.
Found it. That guy
You're
reads
late.
it.
Too bad.
Isaiah what? 13?
No, it's 6.
Isaiah
It's
6.
9
Isaiah
to 34.
Oh, you beat me.
Oh,
Isaiah 6.
okay.
Oh, you didn't beat me yet. I got this.
Verse is 9 through 13.
Just start reading when you're fine.
Okay.
Don't.
Where's like
Well,
okay,
wait. So
He's gonna read.
it's like Isaiah 6.
9 through
You
13.
lost him. Stop.
9 through 13. And he said, "Go and tell this people." I have different translation.
Yes.
And he said, "Go and tell his people, keep on hearing, but do not understand, keep on seeing, but do not discern. Make the heart of
Proceed.
make
No, proceed.
make the heart of this people dull, and their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand and return and be healed." Then I said, "Lord, how long?" Until the cities are laid waste, and with the Lord until the cities are laid waste without inhabitant. The houses are without inhabitant, and the land is utterly.
You interrupted so many times. I don't even know what you're trying to say anymore.
I know, right?
The next phrase.
Oh no, I made the baby back.
The land is utterly what? Desolate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and read it.
Okay, Andrew's gonna read it.
And he said, "Yes, go and say to this people, listen carefully, but do not understand. Watch closely, but learn nothing. Harden the hearts of these people, plug their ears and shut their eyes. That way, they will not see with their eyes, nor hear with their ears, nor understand with their hearts and turn to me." Then I said, "Lord, how long will this go on?" And he replied, "Until their towns are empty, their houses are deserted, and their whole country is wasted. Till the Lord has sent everyone away, and the entire land of Israel lies deserted. If in the tent a remnant survives, it will be invaded again and burned. But as a terebinth or oak tree leaves a stump when it is cut down, so Israel stands in the uproots."
Yeah. According to Isaiah, what does it take to bring back their desire to see?
Someone has to teach you how to exaggerate?
It's
That came naturally to me.
No comment?
He doesn't want to be
Yeah, if you want to understand, how would you know what's right and what's wrong?
I do understand.
Well, go ahead and- okay.
Can't say that.
Well, nobody's raising their hand, so now you have to explain it. Because that's, yeah, that's as a leader, if nobody knows what it is, you have to explain it.
Well, I wasn't actually
Oh, you are listening to me. Well, I'm just gonna take this back then. Alrighty. Alrighty, so.
Except the better leader.
Don't do that.
Where are you?
Doesn't matter. So, it's kind of interesting, like, little breakdown here. If you read the first part of it, he's telling Isaiah, the prophet, tell the people, look, say, listen but don't understand, watch but learn nothing. It says, harden their hearts, plug their ears, lest they unless they understand with their hearts and turn to me for healing. Now, why would God not want somebody to turn to Him for healing? It's kind of a weird thing to say, isn't it? Exactly, because in this scenario, what God's saying is that they've turned so far away from me, they've decided that, you know what, stop, just pay attention. I don't.
No, no, it's the comics. No, I didn't. There's someone part of it.
And his name is Owen. I recommend Noah.
Okay.
Yeah, Owen.
Anyways,
Now you're being fair.
so in this scenario, God's saying that they've made their choice. They've decided to just turn against me. So I'm just going to let them make their decision. I'm not going to intervene anymore. I'm not going to say that, okay, well, I'm still going to protect your city. He says, no, they've sinned against me. I'm going to Andrew. I'm trying to explain something.
Yeah, he's explaining the
Do you want to explain? Is that what it is? Are you talking over me because you already understand what's going on? Because if so, go ahead and explain what's going on. Why is God saying this? Why is God telling all the Israelites that they're all going to die?
Yeah, happy
And that even if they survive, another nation's going to come in and kill them all. Why would God say that to the Israelites?
Because they can get out of there.
Well, no, because he's creating a fantasy. Maybe you should talk over me then if you don't know what you're talking about, huh? Alright. So anyway, God's telling this to his people because he's letting them know that he's going to kill off the sinners, is what it's come down to. It's to the point where they're not going to repent. God can see the future, God understands what's going to happen, and he knows that these people aren't going to repent. He knows that they aren't going to come to him. So that's why he says that way. I'm not going to raise your hand after I just called somebody up for doing the same thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But you were just talking to me. He was also talking to me.
I love you, Jesus. There you go.
So that's why God is saying that way they will not see with their eyes, nor hear with their ears, because they never were going to in the first place. So it's not that God's like changing their will or changing the future. It's just that he's allowing them to make their own choice. And so in doing this, then Israel's going to be born anew. It's going to be Yes, you.
Cindy, did you lose your ability to
Yeah. Like several times.
And you're gonna take it away from me.
I should be.
I know.
And I
want
can't
to
even
be
get
the
like
leader.
10 words in without one of these kids.
I know. I wanted to be the. I wanted to be. I thought I was gonna be the leader. I wanted to be the leader.
Yeah. So anyway, so in this scenario, God's gonna allow those sinners to be killed off, and he makes reference to a terebinth or an oak tree and how it leaves a stump when it's cut down. And so this is going to be like the next generation of Israelites that are going to see what happened to their predecessors, and it's going to allow God to work with them, to mold them, and to bring them closer to him.
Because nobody wants to be a stump.
Well, they are the stump.
I know. They don't want to be a stump.
Right.
But
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna
gonna, they're gonna let
They
God
want something
mold
better. They
them.
want
Tree.
God working with
Yeah,
the
okay,
tree.
yeah, it's like good.
Yeah.
God even references the stump as a holy seed. So you know, the seeds do, they grow.
Oh, and it's when the fruit of the fig tree wasn't growing, God cursed it. So when it grew more fruit, and that's what he did with the Israelites. He made it a stump. Although he didn't make the other trees into stump.
Well, how does a tree not bearing fruit and the tree turning into a stump?
Have you ever seen a stump bear fruit?
No.
Yes,
But in this scenario, they're supposed to grow into a tree that will bear fruit.
I know. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But stumps don't grow fruit.
Okay. So,
And nobody wants to be a stump. I don't want to be a good.
There we go.
all right, so we're gonna go back into John now after we've visited Isaiah.
So
wait, what was the question based on?
You can go sit over there.
Hey,
Hey, good morning.
Let's see. So, when a person starts to resist the light, something begins to change within him, and he comes to a place where he cannot believe. Now, according to Isaiah, what does it take to bring back the desire to see? What was I just talking about? What brings back the desire to see? Well, and that's an honest answer, right?
Obviously, you weren't
When they see their
Exactly. When they see the punishment brought before them, that's what Isaiah was using as an example of somebody just bringing back their desire to see. Why would they want to see God?
Take a little deeper. That's in Israel's case. You're totally right. What about those people you were talking about earlier? Thinking thoughts?
Yeah. So like an unbeliever that you know well.
That person, if they are against God, they're turned against Him, and God's like, okay, fine, don't believe in me. What would it take for them to turn around and want to believe in God? Not to convince them. That was a different question. So like, what would get them to think, maybe I should try this? Maybe I should look into it. It's actually the same answer. You just gotta think about it. No? Okay. I don't know if you guys know this or not, and a lot of people won't believe me if I say it, but living apart from God has consequences.
Definitely.
How many of you would say this? You miss your chances.
Oh, not only that, Not only that, but God gives advice on life, and if you don't follow it, your life will end up sucking.
Consider this, like, as an unbeliever, if you have like a close friend or family member that dies, like you're filled with grief and concern, and like it's scary because like from an unbeliever's perspective, that's it. That's the end. There's nothing more to that. And so like losing somebody is like it's forever. It's just an eternity. It's right here.
Takes teeth.
That's correct.
See it, Jay. Right. So and it's forever. But like as believers, like we have the confidence that like there's something after this, and that we have stuff to live for and stuff to stay here to work with God for.
Last extend this now that student's death.
I would say a less extreme form of death is every single sin.
Oh yeah.
Every sin you commit has consequences attached to it. It's not just like living a sin-filled life apart from God is all fun and I can do whatever I want. Like you actually are going to be doing the wrong thing and getting wrong things inserted into your life,
and you won't know where to go as you're doing it. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, this stinks.
So I wonder what I do myself. I guess I'll go this way.
Wander along.
I mean, there's a reason that God has all those rules set up. I mean, not necessarily. Well, I mean, yes, necessarily for the ones like in Leviticus, those are specific to Israelites. But even when we see like Jesus coming through and like setting an example for us that even though like we can't attain perfection, like Jesus did it for us, and so through Him we're brought like closer to God because we can believe that like our sins are forgiven and that they don't hold us down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Who wants to read verses 42, 43? Dan? We're in John, chapter 12.
Which question?
What's the question?
Okay, here.
Okay.
What's the question?
It wasn't a question of faith.
Oh,
God put us like He.
Me too, not.
How does
Yeah, what I
the
would say is that
the pastors
there's also a
teach them
statement,
about the word so they can
the
follow
wording is interesting. When Jesus says, I won't judge
and
you,
not a happy life.
and then
Right.
you will be judged. He doesn't say, I will judge you.
yeah, joy-filled life for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah, I think a lot of times what it is for someone to finally realize, like, I want to try and follow God, I want to see what it's all about, it's hitting rock bottom. It's when all their bad decisions actually are noticeable in their lives. Because a lot of times they just ignore it. They ignore all the consequences, they ignore all the stuff that the bad things in their life are doing to them. And then one day they hit rock bottom where all of the consequences like kind of wash over them and they realize this is the worst thing I could have ever done. And I did it. And now I have to live with this. And that's, I think, a lot of times when people are ready to turn back to God, it's kind of like a parallel for Israel. As the stump, they're getting a direct punishment from God. And they're like, well, this stinks. And they decide to go back to Him. And I think a lot of times unbelievers do the same thing. They look at their life and they go, this stinks. And that's when they're ready. That's when they're like, okay, let's try God. Let's see what that does.
Usually good things happen after that.
Yeah, better anyways.
Pretty darn good things.
Verses 42 to 43 in chapter 12 of John.
Many people have not believed in the Lord, including some of the Jewish leaders. But they wouldn't admit it for fear that the Pharisees would expel them from the synagogue.
Yep.
For they loved human praise more than the praise of God.
Good job. Let's see. In these verses, we see the difference between believing in Jesus and showing him that you love. So we see that the Pharisees, or what was it? Yeah, some of the Jewish leaders like believed what Jesus said and how he was the Messiah and talked about the future, but they didn't admit it because they loved their position, they loved the power that they did, and they didn't want to risk all that going away. So this is an example of they believed in Jesus, but they didn't want to show or live out their faith. So then the question that this brings is, have you shown Jesus in your life?
I can elaborate.
Okay. So that means that everybody loves Jesus.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Always question one.
What about people?
Question one.
A lot of people subconsciously Oh, but then if they eat
We got other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make those.
But he made the materials and materials are going to them.
No, it's entirely synthetic. There's nothing.
Yeah. Well then how is it there then? Because human made it. How is it there? Because human made it.
Because they use a
Laser made it.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on.
You mean that thread of conversation wasn't beneficial?
I don't know how it went. Andrew.
What was that?
Just don't make noises. That's all you need to do. You're not helping.
Identifying
What's
as noises
three?
never helps.
It wasn't
Stop
the
making
doctor
noises.
who
I don't care if he comments on them.
It was
What's
really
three?
old.
Use
It
Star
was
Wars.
you think it was
No.
Use Lord of the Rings.
I had it, and Elijah. You know what, Elijah? This is your fault. If you had not said anything, we would still have control of the group. You're not even a leader at this point. You're just a kid.
I know.
I thought you were the leader.
I am.
Why do I control?
Try again.
Why
All
am I
right.
not
Who wants to read verses 44 to 50? Alex.
Sam.
No, Alex. It's okay.
Then Jesus cried out and said, "He who believes in me believes not in me, but in him who sent me. And who says?"
Oh, you have different translations. I was about to say
These are
that.
the right verses.
It sounds right, but it's not what I'm seeing.
And he who sees me sees him, and who sent me. I have come as light into the world, and whoever believes in me should not abide in darkness. And if anyone hears my words and does not believe, I do not judge him, for I do not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my word has that which judges the word that hath spoken. The word that I have spoken will judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken on my own authority, but the Father who sent me gave me and I should say, and I should speak, and I know that his command is everlasting. Therefore, however I speak, just as the Father has told me.
Good job. Now, first, Jesus says that he won't judge the unbelievers. And then he says that all the unbelievers will be judged. Now, this isn't a contradiction in, say, like a statement about timing. What's Jesus trying to tell us? Like, how is this not a contradiction?
He's telling that his word is everlasting, so
That's not the answer because God's a God order on man.
Okay, I just gotta insert something here. For everybody who's not Alex, just read the verses. Because this answer's really easy.
No, why should people close?
But how does that read the verses? Because this answer's really easy. You should all be able to tell this answer if you read the verses.
Then that means you're not reading from it. How are we supposed to get stuff from this?
Right.
You're reading it.
No, you're correct. Do you know the answer?
I said it.
Okay, what's the answer?
Well, I kind of said it. His word is everlasting, so speaks.
That is a thing you said, but look back at the question. Okay, so you're not wrong, but look at what the
The question's up on the
is.
screen.
It's
Or
either no, before that. He said there's a seemingly contradicting statement there. He says, I won't judge unbelievers, and then he says all unbelievers will be just.
So non-believers will.
Okay, listen, here's the question. In two verses apart, okay? 47. I will not judge those who hear me but don't obey me, for I have come to save the world and not judge it. Okay? So I will not judge those who hear me. Okay? The very next verse. But all who reject me and my message will be judged on the day of judgment by the truth I have spoken. So first he says, I will not judge. The next verse, I will judge. What
How does that
mean?
work?
How does that work?
Andy, you got this?
Because he's talking about later in time.
There it is.
Yeah, if you take it to look.
Different times. Okay, so explain. What are the two times?
Well, it's
What I was going to say, what I would really like
and then
I wouldn't be surprised if
So the reference point here would be in 46. when Jesus says, I have come as a light to shine on this dark world. And then in verse 48, it says, but all who reject my message will be judged on the day of judgment. Jesus is saying, while I'm here, I'm not come to judge. It's going to happen eventually, but not now. That was not the purpose of me coming.
Yeah, but not now.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm gonna save peace. Because you guys need it.
I have one last thought. This was something I thought of while watching the video. You guys imagine all these old, like, boring dudes with the long beards, and they've had the same job for decades, and they just are so sure of themselves, they absolutely know they're right all the time. And then there's this young guy walking through with his beard and gray, and this young guy's talking to them like he knows everything.
But how do you know?
I'm just going off the video. Okay, I'm just going off the video. It's like, can you kind of imagine a situation where it's all these Bible experts, all these God experts, and then this guy walks through the room and just like, this is actually how it is.
This guy from like Oroville, a guy from Oroville comes in and starts telling Pastor Sam how the Bible's taught.
Yeah. Okay, but this is the funny thing. Then you look at it from Jesus' perspective. He has the Spirit of God pressing him to say these things, fueling him and providing him with the words to say. And so, like, if you look at what's going on here, you've got all these souls of men and the Spirit of God, and they're having a conversation. Do you think the Spirit of God is going to be all humble and meek and you guys might want to consider changing your ways? Or is the Spirit of God just going to be like, this is how it is. I am light, and I come here on behalf of the Father, and if you believe in me, you will not be judged. If you ignore my words, you will be judged.
Well, their major problem was the fact that they didn't allow voices of opposition. They didn't allow open discussion, and they wouldn't let people consider other views. They wouldn't even...
They didn't, because they claimed to, and they let them go speak, and then if they didn't like your opinion, they'll just booed you and punished you and told you to
Yeah,
get
it
the
was to
heck
the
out.
point where like they used their power as like somebody like, wow, somebody's saying something that kind of differs with us and he's gaining popularity. Well, we have the power to just kill him.
We should probably do that.
We should probably just do that.
That'd be easiest.
And instead of trying to like, they didn't even like go through like, I don't know, like a debate or like anything in which to say like, well, here's what like we believe.
Which one makes more sense? Which one's more
They would try to come out with like trick questions. They're like, okay, well he said this and this. They can catch him. They can catch him right there. It's like they knew they were wrong.
Sees you.
It's like they knew that they were wrong, and they knew that if they tried to just like use like their side versus his side, that they would have just came up short.
Pizza.
Yeah. Because he came in with the truth.
They were obeying what Moses wrote down, which isn't a bad thing, but they were like only relying on
what
that.
Moses wrote down and then some.
Yeah, and then that's true, and then some. Sorry,
They put in their own
Guys,
laws.
the problem was never obeying what Moses wrote.
That's
The
true.
problem was worshipping
What Moses
what
wrote.
Moses wrote.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
there.
yeah. And so they were listening to that. They didn't want to add anything new, especially when the Son of God came down and said, "Hey, here's some new things." They said no.
Not even like brand new, you've never heard of it.
No, it
like,
went along
hey,
a
here's
lot.
all those things you've been waiting for that Moses told you to wait for.
See here, where's the here? Genesis to Malachi. Remember that? So everything you studied? Me. Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Alright.
Jane can't take it anymore.
Let's go ahead and pray. Oh, you?
Anyone have any prayer requests? Prayer order? Indeed. You need sleep? Alright, add me on that list.
Amen. Except we probably have more.
Anybody else?
Isaiah.
Elijah. You got going.
I need to make sure that all my classes are good to go. And that, because I'm
Oh, you are taking school next semester.
yeah? Why would I?
You told me you're taking a break.
I'm not taking a break.
Now the question is he lying to me then or is he lying to me now?
Neither.
So, you need to check on what?
I need to make sure all my classes are good to go.
So, like, you got it.
No, just not yet.
You need to check that you got it.
Yeah, but I haven't like enrolled in some of them yet.
So,
Taking
you
a
need to get off
break.
your butt and not get lazy.
They're not being lazy. It's so hard. They lost my transcript, so I couldn't sign up for classes. They lost my transcript, so I didn't know I could
Write a new one.
classes. I did. I gave them to them, and now they've accepted it. So now I have to sign up for classes. Like, I spent all this time trying to figure it out. Like, why can't I have a name? It's because they lost my transcript and never told me.
Did you change last names or something?
No.
Did you change first names?
No, they cost $12. To get on it, which I had to because
That's why whenever you get it, you try and make as many copies as you can, and then just like stick them. Yeah, but you can.
I'm gonna make a copy. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
make
but you can get like 2 copies of it.
An extra copy.
Yeah, and then it's a one-time.
Then you never have a problem.
Because you take the sealed one and you give it to them. You
I paid $2 anyway.
Okay, yeah, no, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Either
Good
way,
job.
hey,
Good job, Elijah.
either
Yeah.
way,
Don't listen to my advice.
Pray
Don't
for
go
Elijah.
I'm trying to
Remember to be smarter about school stuff.
Yeah, maybe you should go to school.
It's not my fault. We lost the transcripts.
Relying on other people.
Like, do their paid job.
How unadult of you.
Yeah, like
You're
you
right.
should get a
Anyone
job
else
in
think
the
besides
your
Elijah?
dream job. If you just not do anything and get paid for it.
Oh. So rewind 9 steps. Who wants to pray?
I'll pray for sleep.
For sleep for Indy. Okay, Elijah
I'll
got
pray
that.
for
Who
everyone.
wants to pray for Elijah's school stuff?
I got that one.
Andrew's got that. Who wants to pray for Alex's dad?
Big man now.
Sick. You want to pray for Alex's dad? You want to pray for Alex's dad? You have a prayer request. Okay. Well, first we need to find somebody who will pray for Alex's dad. I'll pray for Alex's dad. What's your prayer?
Is it a super small fluffy smarter?
Hey,
That's
No,
true.
it's
Elijah.
that's Elijah's prayer.
Yeah.
Like you just said, don't be rude.
Okay. Actually getting to bed on time and getting up on time.
I had a reason.
Yeah, that's tough.
I have another
Yeah.
advice.
Especially in a
You should,
family
you
full of
should bring
boys.
wasps to go after
Maybe
you.
it's
You stay
free
past
and do
10.
reasonable.
Alright, who wants to pray
We got
for
wasps
Andrew
that'll come after you.
actually getting to bed on time and then waking up on time?
I get a bed on time.
I don't believe that at all.
This is a lie.
And it's the wrong answer. Who wants to pray for the right answer? Anybody?
I do.
Yeah? Andy's got that?
What
Okay.
is he doing?
He needs to get to bed on time and then get up on time. He's having a hard time.
I have to wake up.
Selfish.
Because I had,
Yeah,
I
I'll have
had,
to wake up whenever this is
I had tests.
I just ignore it.
No, actually. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll start with.
How many times did I change your password? I'm pretty safe for the super gender. Okay.
Let's keep it
Okay.
going.
Go Fred.
Alright, we're gonna bring
No curveball.
Well, we're waiting for you.
Our top story today.
Starting with Elijah.
He's the first one who had a I will pray for.
Oh, gotcha.
Top story today.
Okay, so Elijah, you're also in the second prayer. So the first one to volunteer.
Okay. Good end to sleep.
That would be Indy, actually.
Oh.
Full circle.
Breaking news.
Go ahead.
You gonna pray?
I'm gonna pray.
Okay.
You ready? Jesus, thank you for all these gifts we're here today to fellowship, a little bit more about you, plan for us, and will for us. I like to pray for Indy. I pray for everyone who is having sleep issues. They'll be able to get more sleep, whether it's getting to bed at noon or time, or if they have our baby, and just get too much sleep, or get more out of it. Either way, help us all, help everyone to get more sleep, because that's
Connor, you're so low. No. Connor and everybody else.
Dear God, I want to pray for Elijah.
Connor, I called
Start
second.
getting stuff set up for school.
I got third.
I just pray that you ease the process.
Yes.
Transferring classes.
No.
I don't know his play. He's on my third ball.
Oh, you did, so that's why you're on
Who
that.
cares?
And I feel bad for you, I did not want to have
That's it.
What I want to lift up Alex's dad. You are a great physician and you know exactly what's going on.
You can
Body is obsessed with you. Not just doing well enough to get back to work for it, because that is important for his family.
Yeah.
And the well-being, you would feel him completely. He would be going back to work in a half better, but just let him all the way back to his state. God, you're the master creator. So if you want to bring him back to better health than he would have before, that would be amazing. So just work in his life and help his family to get by in this meantime where work is not happening on the ship.
No!
No!
Wow.
Okay, one more. Go for it.
Hey,
I'm just gonna pretend that was
I slept at 6 because I stayed up almost all night. I stayed up till Saturday night. I got like 12 hours of sleep. Sunday I went to bed at 8 o'clock. And Monday morning I woke up.
Yep, there it is.
6
always that recovery.
hours of sleep. Stop.
I didn't even do it. So, yeah.
Well, I would say
You're slowly like leaving the Irish spectrum. Like,
You want this?
I don't want it. I don't like it.
What? What? I like banana bread. I just don't like the trick. I like banana.
Winner. Very, very sticky phone. I didn't know such thing.
Hey, someone's phone is on the ground. They should pick it up before I step on it.